Welcome to EDU World Space.
Okay, so for the homogeneous tetrahedron, determine the direction of the mass produced by the inertia and deduce the inertia yz and yx from the result from obtained in A. So this one looks like this. There we go. And we have y, z, and right about here, kind of like in the middle. So we're going to make it, this is going to be A. And then we have this guy here, which is going to be C. Okay, and these are just little directions. Okay, they're just lines. And from about here to the top is going to be B. Okay, and these are just arbitrary lines. Okay, so for equation, we have x a plus y b plus z c equals 1. So we get b c a, okay? And so yb is going to equal to 1 minus xa minus z over c. And y is going to equal to b of 1 minus x over a minus z c, okay? And the elementary volume is given as, so volume is given as PdV. And then we have your dV is equal to dx, dy, dz. And your dm is equal to the density times dx, dy, and dz. And so here we go. So we plug in for part A. And so for this, if we have the zx plane y equals 0, we end up with, and we plug it into this, we have, or we can plug it actually into, let's take back, plug it into this guy right here, okay, because if we put 0 over b, it's going to be 0. Okay, so that one, we'll do that one because it's going to be the simplest. Equals 1 minus x over a minus z over c. And we're going to solve for x. X over a equals 1 minus zc. And now we can solve for x. So x is going to equal to a 1 minus zc. Okay? And so now we can do the inertia for zx, which is going to equal to y integral of z dx, which equals to c0 over a 1 minus z over c, because we plug that in for x, 0. And now we have b is 1 minus x over a minus z over c equals 0. Okay, and we have zx, p, dy, dx, and dz. Okay. And we're just going to put the density out here. We have C0, A1 minus ZC, 0, ZX, Y to the B, 1 minus X over A minus ZC, 0, DX. Oops, let me get that in there. Z. And we're just going to keep going down. So we have C0, A1 minus ZC, 0. And then we have ZX times B1 minus X over A minus Z over C. Okay. DX, DZ. And now we're just going to put the B out here. We got C0, and that's a 0 here. And we have A1 minus ZC, 0. Then we have Z, and we're going to put X out for 1, X minus X squared, A minus XZ, c. And that's because we're going to do, as you can guess, which one we're going to do next. We're going to be doing the x next. Okay, and see, this is doable. It's not that hard. You see here. So we're just going to put, so what you can do is also just put the z here, so you don't have to worry about it. And now what we have is x, so it's x squared over 2. Then we have minus x3 over 3a minus x squared over 2, we have z here, 2c, and we have dz. And right here, actually I'm just going to erase this guy here, a1 minus z over c, okay, and 0. And we have dz here. Okay, and now we're just going to plug in this into all the x's. So we're going to pb, c to 0, z. Now we have x squared, 2, 1 minus z, c squared, minus a squared, 3, 1 minus z, c cubed, minus a squared, z, 2c, 1 minus z, c squared, and we have dz. Okay, you want to just keep going. Okay, and so from this we have a squared over 2, 1 minus z c squared, 1 minus z c minus a squared over 3, 1 minus z over c cubed dz. Okay, and from this we have oops, gonna simplify it even more. So we have c to 0, and this is 0 here. Z a squared over 2, 1 minus z, oops, I keep forgetting that minus sign, z over c cubed minus a squared 3, 1 minus z over c cubed dz. Okay, and we're just gonna keep on going. So we have pb, c0, z, a squared over 2. Oops, a squared over 6, my bad. Because what you want to do is, you can see that these are the same, so we just got to get the bottom parts the same. So that's what we're doing. 1 minus z over c cubed. There we go, guys. Finished it. Okay. So now what we can do is take out what we don't need. So we have pb, a squared over 6, c0, z, 1 minus z, c cubed, dz. And we're just going to FOIL this out. So that way we can simplify it. So we have 1, obviously c over z. We have pba squared over 6. 1 minus z cubed, c cubed minus 3zc plus 3z squared over c squared dz. And now we're just going to multiply the z over. So you have z, this is 0, minus z fourth, c third minus 3z squared over c plus 3z c squared. Okay? pba squared over 6 and dz. Okay. So now we can just solve for what we have. 6. And we have z squared over 2. We have minus c fifth, 5c cubed minus 3z cubed over 3c plus 3z fourth over 4c squared C0. And obviously this connects out. We have c squared 2 minus c fifth over 5c cubed minus c cubed over c plus 3c4 over 4c squared. And of course we have pba squared over 6. Okay, and now what we can do is just simplify for what we have. And that's a c, not a z. There we go. Okay, so yeah, obviously I'm just gonna, cancel down. And so we have a 2, 5, 4. I'm just gonna do this here. So what we have is this cancels this. So here we get c squared. Here we get c squared. Here we get c squared, and we have c squared here, okay? Which is exactly what we want. So, and because of this, we have 2, 5, and that has nothing, and 4. So what makes them all common is going to be 20. So we're going to try to get 20 at the base. PBA squared over 6, and we have 10c squared minus 4c squared minus 20c squared plus 15c squared over 20. Okay? And now we can simplify for this. And we have PBA squared c squared over 6 of 120. And you can multiply the 6 by 120 if you want. Okay? Okay. So now we can find the m, which is going to be dm, integral of dm. And dm equals p dv. So we have p, oops, I did that weird, p 1/2 x y dz, which equals pab 2 of 1 minus z over c squared dz. And so this, we're just gonna do c to 0, 1/2 PAB, which is what we have here, 1 minus ZC squared DZ. And we're going to take out the A and B, C0. And now we're just going to FOIL this out here. C squared minus 2Z over C dz. And from this, we have 1/2 AB. We have Z plus Z cubed over 3C squared minus 2Z squared over 2C. And we have C0. So we have 1/2 AB times C plus C cubed over 3C squared minus C squared over C. Okay. And so now what we just have to do is, so obviously this cancels, we get C, this cancels, we get C. We have C's all around, but we have a third. So we just got to times this by 3 over 3 and 3 over 3. Okay? Or what we can just do is, better yet, is just notice how this is a C and this is a negative C. So these two cancels each other's out. So we're just left with the 1/3. Okay, and because of that, we can just simply solve the M equals PAB C over 6. And if we plug that into x, z, x, we get equals to PABC of 6 AC over 20. Okay. And that's what we had right here. Okay. And what we can do now is plug in M to this right here. So we have 120, 120 MAC. And so now for symmetry, we're just going to have, so it's going to be pretty much the same thing for x, inertia xy. Xy is going to equal to 120 MAB. And your IYZ is just going to equal to, that was supposed to be 20 and not 12. I apologize. There we go. 120, 20 MBC. Okay, guys. Thank you.